What's going on, everybody? This is Professor Crypto Banana. So the craze right now seems to be projects that are forking off of OHM. Already confused? Don't worry, because guess what? It gets a lot more confusing because you're going to hear terms about rebasing, bonds, minting, staking. Whoa. We're going to be chill. We're going to go over the way how I understand it. Can be wrong. Hey, you can do a lot more research, figure it all out, but the goal of this video is to make it simple enough where you can just look on Twitter or just discuss with your friends and pretend like, oh, of course, yeah, of course you would like to rebase in that situation. I mean, it's obviously not worth it when you look at the discount rates. It's deplorable. Right? So we're going to try to make this simple for you guys. I drew up, obviously, diagrams. Love diagrams. But before we get started, of course, I'm going to hit you with that disclaimer, yeah? I am not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice, nor am I British, obviously. So keep in mind that these are just my opinions, my speculation, just everything how I understand. I'm not a crypto expert, but hopefully I can make this simpler for you guys. So please, please, please always double check your work. Understand that crypto can be risky, and I think that's enough said. All right, here we go. So in this example, we got Professor Crypto Banana. And you know what he's doing? He packing $1,000 in that briefcase today. Oh yeah, what's he going to do? He's going to go over to Spartacus. So the token is called SPA. In this situation, he's actually going to stake it. So before we get too far in the diagram, I'll just give you a little visual over here what I'm talking about, okay? So you may come over here, and you may say, like, okay, I got a stake. Well, you got to approve and then do the contract. Don't worry, it's on the Fantom side, so you're not going to be paying a $100 gas fee or nothing of that nature. Way cheaper on the Fantom side. Can breathe. Okay. Anyways, but you essentially come over here, stake your token, boop, and then every 8 hours you get this reward yield, which is pretty sweet, eh? It's like 0.94% every 8 hours, which is crazy rewards, believe me, crazy. That's why when you take a look at the APY, in terms of how much you get back if this were to continue for 1 year, that is an insane amount. But it will make sense if you continue watching. In addition, you got this bond section over here where you're like, what? I can give up some tokens and then vest for 5 days and it's at a discount, but is it worth it? All right, well, guess what? We'll talk about it. So we'll go through it right here. Boom. So, got me my $1,000. I got me my SPA, my Spartacus, and I staked that bad boy. Boom. Done. Hands off. I walk away. We Gucci. Why? Why? How can this happen? Well, that's because what's known as a rebase happens every 8 hours. Now, you may be saying, okay, Professor, what's a rebase? Fancy word for saying you get rewards and it auto compounds on its own for you. You don't gotta do nothing. Well, the next question is going to be like, but Professor, I just paused that video, I did that thing, and guess what? 8 hours went by, and my SPA did not change. You lying to me? What the heck is going on? Ah! Fair enough, you can spaz. However, keep in mind that your S, this small little S, that means that it's staked. Your S, SPA, stays the same. But you just said that you get the auto compound. I'm done. I'm out. Too confusing. Well, chill. This token, your stake token, stays the same. However, behind the scenes, if you were to come back and unstake, guess what? You get more SPA tokens. So let's see if we can go back here. So you notice how you see this current index? I think what happens is that this number goes up. So it means for every one SPA token, S SPA token, stake token that you have, you're going to get 1.5 SPA tokens back. And then after the 8 hours go by, which is kind of nice, it's like right here, hey, you got 1 hour, 5 minutes, then boom, this number is going to go up a little bit. So essentially, you keep your stake tokens, but then when you go back and you unstake, then you get like a flood more of SPA tokens that you can sell. So that is pretty much how the rebasing works. So then it even gives you a return of investment, saying if you were to keep it staked for 5 days, what percentage would you get back? 15%. You would get 15% more SPA back. Well, the natural question then is like, whoa, well, that's such a high reward. Aren't people dumping? Well, it's kind of it kind of flips the idea of rewarding people on its head. So it's the idea the longer that you stay in, the more tokens that you can get. Now you could say like, okay, is it valuable? Is it worth it? Etc. 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 Well, there's a business model on how they do make money based on the bonding side and more of the utility. Hopefully the project can bring a lot more utility as well with like what's called a treasury, but that's too deep into details. I'll give you some documentation. Feel free to read further, but let's try to keep this simple. Okay, so Professor Crypto Banana came over here, gave us $1,000, staked it, got his lowercase s SPA, meaning staked Spartacus tokens, and automatically every 8 hours it gives about 1% roughly at this time, gives about 1%, boom, and it just auto compounds. And then that's why those APYs are insane, and people are like, that's unsustainable. But it kind of like rewards people for like the longer you hold your tokens, the more you can essentially like cash out when you're ready. So it's kind of like a game of chicken, like how long you want to stay in, etc., etc. In the meantime, it does benefit the project because they're getting funds and all that. All right, good. So now let's talk about the other half, the bond side, right? Some people call it bond, some other people call it minting, but it's the idea that you can give up some tokens and then you get the SPA tokens back at a discount, cheaper. But you gotta keep it in, well, it keeps it for 5 days and it slowly releases. So, in other words, I come over here and I say, ooh, I could get 15% after 5 days. But if I give up my tokens over the course of 5 days, I'm gonna get 17% more SPA tokens if I do it that way. And it slowly releases. And then there's the optional thing that you can do to get even like a little bit more. It's called, instead of like 3-3, it's like 4-4, where it starts releasing the tokens, and you can claim anytime you want because you don't really have to worry about gas fees, super cheap on the Fantom side. Right before this rebase happens with this auto compounding, you can technically like claim it and then automatically stake it if you so choose to. So then that way you're getting even more yield. It's kind of like a cool strategy. However, you like that price is set for that 5 days. So if SPA tokens go down, like guess what? Too bad, so sad, you are locked in it. However, if SPA token price goes majorly up, you're still locked in at that lower price over the course of 5 days. So it's like, ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. So for example, if I click right here, granted I'd have to approve, but the bond price means that I'd be, let me see. I think this means that I'd be essentially getting SPA tokens at $230 after the course of 5 days. So it'd be like, okay, I give up these LP tokens, whatever it may be, and boom, this is essentially what I'm collecting the SPA tokens at. And to give you an idea why that's considered a discount is because currently the price of SPA tokens is $267. Which I don't even know if that's right, because I'm looking over here at Dex Tools and it's telling me something else. So maybe I gotta refresh. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me F5 on this for a minute. Take a look. Ooh, see, that F5 comes in handy. So anyways, so you notice how currently the price is $273, but if I were to give up these tokens right now, after 5 days, I'd get all that back and it'd come back at the price of $230. A little bit confusing still? Yeah, me too. A little bit confused. Thank goodness I got a diagram here. So in this example, I got my $1,000. Ho-ho. And I say, yo, okay, you want to bond and give me a discount? Guess what? Fine. I'll buy your token, the best one, DAI. Here we go. Boop. Fine. Boop. $1,000 of DAI. Take my money. Shut up. Take my money. Enter meme there. And I get it at that, whatever it was, $230, and it's at discount price. So now, over the course of 5 days, I can come to the website and say, yo, you're slowly releasing these SPA tokens. I can collect. Now, I can always sell, or here's the optional thing. I can, just like up here, I can stake my SPA tokens. Boom. And I get that 1% auto compounding as well. Now, granted, keep in mind that this is slowly releasing, so it's not like I got everything in 5 days and I could just check in the stake and go like, yeah. No, it's slowly releasing, but still, from a mathematical standpoint, still very beneficial. So I'm just going to go through all this real quick, give a little Excel diagram to show you how the numbers work out. But Yes, so this is a fork, which just means copy and pasted code from Olympus project over here, which is ranked number 49. Based off those high yields, people are like, dude, there's no way this project's going to be stable. But guess what? They beat all the odds, and the way on how they did their business model like really changed the game, and it's proven to be sustainable. So now other projects are like, okay, can we copy and paste this? Can we improve it? Can we do something better? So that's what the whole competition is all about amongst other projects. It's on the Avalanche side, it's happening on the Fantom side, etc. So, this is just a brief look at the price, $274 currently for Spartacus. I am invested in this, so disclaimer, that's why I'm using it as at my example. My investment strategy, just like with all the other tokens in this bull run, is I invest, and then once I double my money, I take my initial investment off the table, put it somewhere else, and then I just let my original investment just grow for the rest of the bull run, most likely. Can I change my mind? Sure. But that's just a full disclaimer. I'm not a whale, so it's not like I'm gonna be able to like dump and completely move the market. So, take that for what you will. But just from our ethical side, there you go. All right, Wonderland. So this is probably like a fork that did that as well, and they are probably known as like one of the most successful ones of it thus far. And time is on my side. Is number 83 on Coin Gecko. So it is catching up. And this is more of the Daniele DeFi 2.0 videos I talk about as well. So that just goes to show also that forked versions can be successful as well. What else do I have to say about this? Oh yeah, so Wonderland, they give some nice documentation. And you can see here, they talk about, you'll see a lot of people on Twitter, they'll have kind of like these icons, and it just means like, hey, they're staking, because that means that it's a gamification. In other words, you got some options to choose from. You got two people, just in general, and it's like, all right, if one person stakes and the other person sells, or if one person stakes and the other person stakes, what are the outcomes? What is most beneficial for both people? And this just gives a diagram and explains, and it says that staking is the most beneficial if both people stake. But if both people sell, then both people get wrecked. And there you go. This is a diagram to show the power of auto compounding, especially towards the last few days. It's like, holy shoot. At the beginning, questionable. Now, how can you justify those high rates and everything? Well, there's also discussion about premiums, which Blocmates does a great job. I'll leave a link in the description. And he gives a much more, if you're more of a visual text type of person, he goes over this, and I think this applies to a lot of other forks as well. And the premium is like, whoa, but the time token or the Spartacus token is worth way more than actually what is considered to be what it's backed by. So pegged, to simplify, these are different terms. Feel free to review, rewind, etc. But there's the concept that there's pegged, meaning like you got like stick it to $1 or a certain value. Do not fluctuate. Keep it there. Pegged, just bam, keep it there. Backed, on the other hand, means can never go lower, can go higher, can go to the ceiling, can go crazy amounts, and that's called like a premium, where it's like way valued above because people are like, dude, it's worth it. I think it's gonna go even higher. But worst case scenario, stuff hits the fan, boom, at least it's gonna be that price. So it's not gonna be like $1. It could be $5, $100, $1,000, etc. So then take a look at the website. Normally, they will tell you as to what is like worst case scenario. So for example, you take a look at Wonderland, it will tell you right here, backing per time is 1,667. Now there's documentation that I recall seeing that says the treasury, meaning the project has funds because they're collecting some of the fees, and again, that's a whole other aspect. They can come in and purchase stuff up to help rescue the price in really, really bad situations. So if you recall, the backing was about like 1,600 something. Well, this is at 9,000. So that is a huge premium, meaning you're paying way extra for what it's worth. However, people are staking, playing the game. That's how, a lot of money, a lot of rates, rebasing, that interest is coming along. So blah, 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 blah. So you got all the documents. I'll leave the resources. Now, the favorite part is a fun game that I call Let's Hop into Excel and see how these APY rewards are really possible. So right here, you can go in Excel, and if you ever click on this, like the bottom right hand corner, you'll see the icon change and it becomes a plus. You can just drag and drop and just auto populates this. Well, I did the same trick here. So let's say I type on day 0, I have $1,000, and then right here, notice how I do like equals this cell right there. This is called B2, and I times it by 1.01, which represents 1%. So it's consistently multiplying every day by 1%. Simplified version, I am multiplying my funds by 1% every single day. Thank you, Excel. Let's see what happens. So at the beginning, you look and you say, okay, great. 1% of 1,000 is $10. Okay. Go on to the next day. I just made $10 more with a bonus 10 cents. Who gives a beep? But you come on scrolling, and you scroll, and you scroll. Just keep scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. You notice that the difference between each day grows a little bit. So this is no longer $10. This is what, almost $20 right here. Even though we're on day, roughly a month and a half here, 2 months, a little more than 2 months. All right, but we keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and then we get to about a year. What is happening between every single day? Notice how every single day we're making $300, and it's 1%. It just keeps on growing. So this is the power of auto compounding. Remember that document that we went over? No, you don't, but that's fine. I'll show it again. See right here? This is where it's like $10, $10, $10, $10, okay, 12, whatever, and then all of a sudden, holy shoot, making $300 a day, goes up more. Yes. Is that sustainable? Is that what's going to happen in the bull run, etc.? Who knows? Can't say, don't know. But this is just the concept. It's really cool, and a lot of other projects are doing it, bringing utility. So, in conclusion, because we're already 16 minutes deep, and you're probably falling asleep. Conclusion. Concludey time. OHM came around, did something really innovative, and saw a problem. They probably saw that a lot of tokens and projects come out because they need what's known as liquidity. They need people to give up their tokens temporarily. And what they would do in case of giving up their tokens, they got more tokens back. And what people would do is they would stay temporarily and then just get that extra tokens and just sell and dump it on the market, and the price would drop. I think OHM came around, flipped that whole concept on its head, saying, you know what, if you guys are willing to temporarily give up your tokens, we're going to give you insane rates. And the longer you hold it, the more you're going to get. So if you really believe in this project, has utility, and still profitable, guess what? That is how we're going to flip the game. And that changed it. Along came time by the Daniele projects. They were able to fork off of it, show that it was really successful, and it's sustainable, and now other projects are doing the same. So you can either stake and play that game, or you can also bond, try to get a discount, get a certain price, can claim those rewards slowly throughout time, and you can choose to stake that, or you can sell it. Up to you. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. The main takeaway I want you guys to get is that it's not that it can still be confusing, and that is absolutely fine. But you're being a few steps ahead of everybody else. Just take a look, because a lot of people are confused. It's confusing, right? But as long as you get like a better concept of, hey, there's staking, there's rebasing, there's minting or doing bonds, and you get that kind of basic concept, you're really far ahead. I applaud you guys. That is awesome. Seems to be the flavor of the week right now, or I should say flavor of the month, whatever you may choose with these forked OHM projects. And hopefully that makes sense. That's really all that I got. Side note, I started up a Discord channel, so come check that out. We talk a lot of everything. I don't know. Come check it out. That's really all that I got. I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing something that I don't know. Pieces, dudes.